Alright, so today we're going to be watching Brad react to a video. Oh, it's by Glaive. I didn't even realize that. It's by Glaive. But I literally just read this. It's called Why Genshin's Best Update Ever Caused So, I'm going to guess, much controversy. I'm going to guess that's what it says.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp.
Oh, so much drama. I knew that, obviously. But yeah, when I saw this video last night, my first thought was maybe it was because obviously people were mad that we weren't going to Shiznaya this patch when we were supposed to like years ago. I remember that, yeah, obviously people were mad about that. But then I saw this part, this thumbnail. I was like, oh, people are probably mad about the Stellar Fortuna and the quality of life. It makes sense. So only good quality of life was the 5 stars a year. Even though you could only pick one of each character you want once, which that's weird in my opinion. But other than that, it's pretty good. But this is weak, so only benefits Wales. So I mean, yeah. But we got to see what this is about.
So Genshin's latest livestream really did stir up kind of a pot in the community, and it seems to have divided people a lot more than even I expected.
Because I've heard the story people would not hate. I mean, unless you don't like the lore, I feel like the story looks really good. Like, it looks incredible. But I feel like the quality of life is probably the only thing people are getting mad about, which I get it, man. I get it. No skip button, nothing really people are asking for.
Expected it to be honest.
Making the game easier again. Like, I'll be real. If you haven't seen the video where I did the second last or the last Ascension domain, make sure you check that out because I did it after the nerf. And holy crap. I'm pretty sure it was easier than like the first one you do in the game. It was embarrassingly easy. Like, I don't even get what I don't know. It was just like, wow. Because I think I remember one of them being like the one before that. Because I obviously would have did it before the nerf. Was a lot harder than that. So it was embarrassingly easy, and they're making co-op easier again. Oh, Jesus.
There was a lot of good and a few bits of bad, to be honest, in this live stream.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of bad.
Usually,
it was just
the overarching community absolutely adores these like 0.0 patches more than anything else. But I think
and plus it is also an anniversary patch. I always forget about
away. So there's a video that I want to watch today called "Why Genshin's Biggest Update."
Oh, I just read this isn't live. I didn't realize he's not watching this live. Because if you wonder, he always puts his camera down here when he's not watching it live, because his camera's usually here with his chat on top. Yeah, I never realized that.
So much drama. I have a feeling this is just going to go over all of the details down.
You got me at the top corner, Brad at the bottom corner.
Here, the bad parts, the good parts, generosity.
Jesus.
But let's take a look at this and watch it together. And I'll give my own thoughts as we go along, of course, as I always do. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments as well.
Every long-running live service game eventually reaches a crossroads.
Oh, I forgot to mention, it's also Genshin's biggest hater.
A point usually a few years in where it must do more than just simply add content. It has to reinvent itself to fight off stagnation and convince its oldest players that the journey is still worth taking.
True, especially with 6.0 or Luna 1 as it's actually called, right? Because a lot of players did leave, whether people like it or not, during the Natlan patches.
Yeah.
A lot of people just didn't vibe with the nation for whatever reason, so this is definitely a way to bring a lot of old players
motorbikes
back, especially tying up the loose ends with all of the different factions and bringing all these old known characters into the main storyline.
I have to say that.
Valka, Alice.
Yeah, I'm curious if I am very curious if Don't Cry Never was going to happen, because it wasn't supposed to happen, right? Would we have ever seen Varka? That's the question. I feel like we probably would have gone. I'm pretty sure we were, like, even with all of this like big changes going on, we were always going to go to Don't Cry. I'm pretty sure, right? Like, even if it was for 1 to 2 patches, like at the end of the 5.x patch line, I'm pretty sure we were always going to go to Don't Cry, but not for that long. But this is making it go for an entire patch line, right? So I feel like we probably would have seen Varka in that still. I would have guessed anyway. But then I'm guessing this is also making a lot more playable characters because obviously it's going over 6.0 to 6.8. So we're getting a lot more playable characters in this, and we probably would have never gotten characters like Nefer, and that. So I'm interested.
Even Nicole and people like that. So
It
Genshin
is
Impact,
interesting.
that moment arrived with its 5th anniversary and the live stream for version 6.0. The
Yep.
presentation was arguably the
Alice
most
might never be
significant in the
playable. She
game's
might
history.
still not be, to
And
be honest.
I think the presentation of this whole update was spectacular, honestly.
when it was over,
Even like the special program, like it's actually crazy because the special program went for like an hour and 40 minutes, and it felt like, besides for a teeny bit of yap, which I don't mind, there was constant updates, constant news, like for an hour and 40 minutes, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. Well, I'll say like an hour and 25 because the last bit was a recap and the first bit was just a little pre thing. So I said like an hour and 20 minutes. There was just constant things, which is kind of insane.
the community was left
Not as long as the 5.0 one, which is a good thing.
completely and perfectly divided. On one
Holy
side, you had an
shit.
explosion of hype.
Oh, at least on the trailer side. That's what I meant by presentation, I guess.
Players
Oh,
and
okay.
creators were calling it the best update ever.
It was a good
An
trailer.
unbelievable package of
The
free
music went crazy.
rewards, game-changing
Here's the thing as well, dude. I do actually think this is the crazy thing. This is the crazy thing. Because as bad as some of the changes are, I still think this is Genshin's biggest update ever. Like the best update ever. We've had good updates in the past, but
I feel like
think
the story's kind of carrying it. And I guess UGC, but I guess that's not coming for a little bit, but they announced it this. So yeah, I feel like it is really big, definitely with the UGC and the story. That kind of carries it, but and then I guess the new characters.
with all things considered, with the
And I guess the 4 stars. 5 stars. I keep muddling that up because it's 4, 3, 5 stars, but I keep saying 4 stars. Fuck.
UGC and the main story and stuff.
Oh,
And a lot of people might say it's not exactly a high bar because of the quality of life before, and sure, it
Sure,
might not
yeah.
be. I do. I think this is probably Genshin's best update ever. It just could have been a lot better.
new features and fixes to problems that have existed for years. On the
Yep.
other though, there
I like
was
that people. By the way, I don't think I've ever heard anything about like the anniversary awards because I feel like people would be mad with 20 pulls for 5 years. I mean, I don't. I'm fine with it. I mean, sure. I mean, they're not obligated really to write. I mean, they kind of said they are. I just realized they kind of said they are obligated to give it out. That's they did say that. But they don't have to if they don't want to, right? So I think that's good. And then we get like a chair we could sit with like other characters and stuff. We get a pet. We get 20 pulls. So I feel like people are kind of mad about the quality of life that they're forgetting about the 20 pulls, which by the way, I'm fine with, but I feel like a lot of people would be mad with. I see it.
deep-seated anger. A narrative that this was the greediest, most disrespectful push for monetization the game had ever seen. But
In terms of the monetization and the greed side of it, I also agree with that. Both can be true at the same time, right? Yes, it's probably Genshin's best update ever for the majority of things, and at the same time, they hit us with some really bad stuff.
when you actually
I mean, I just realized they still not going with a lot of outfits for the characters. It's like for an anniversary, they could have did some special outfits. I'm just saying. I don't know why they still don't do a lot of outfits. I'll never get it, but unless they just want to keep the vibe of the game, which I guess makes sense. Like you don't want a bunch of characters in bunny suits and bikinis in I mean, it wouldn't really fit. So I see it. I see why as well.
listen to their points, they're not that far
Okay,
off
there
either.
are things
so
that
now
fit
it
with
is
the game.
important to state upfront that while the criticism has been loud, it doesn't mean
That's
the
just a nice
entire
animation.
update was a failure. The goal here
100% agree.
is to be as fair as possible, looking
Yeah.
at both the genuinely good and deeply questionable parts of this announcement. It is
good, the
rare
bad,
for
and
a
the
reception
ugly.
to be this polarized. Usually there's a general consensus with some minor disagreements.
Exactly what I said earlier.
This was different, a fundamental split in how two halves of the same community saw the future of the game. So today
Yep.
we're going to dissect this update. We will look at the generosity, the controversial fine print, and the conflicting messages that complicated everything. We're going
Yeah, the conflicting message is
Alright.
going to be a big part here, like the whole Hoyo doesn't want to make money section, right? I think.
Oh yeah,
what
they did
happened
say
there-
that. They did say that. Thing is, I feel like I was talking so much like during my reaction that I didn't even know they said that. Like I didn't know they said a lot of things until I watched Brand's whole entire reaction to it. Um, and then that's when I'm like, oh my god, they said that. They said that. People say that about Woowa, bro. Woowa doesn't want to make money with how much they gave at the beginning of the game and stuff. And obviously they said that with Genshin with like the outfits, not them not bringing out outfits, but yeah. I mean, Brand said the exact same thing, but
if I can be completely and utterly honest, there's different markets for this game. There's the CN community, the global community, the Western community. There's everything, and I think a lot of people say, ironically, Hoyoverse doesn't want to make money because they don't do things like gives a lot of skins.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just recited what he said from the special program. I will be honest.
Traveler skins, or things like that.
Travelers. Oh my god, it still pisses me off with their Yaka quest, bro. Oh my god, every time I go by that shop, I'm like, oh, great. Still don't have that outfit. Like, I still can't believe Ayaka offered Traveler like an outfit and the devs forced the Traveler to say no. Like, bro, we could have got it. I don't get it. Like, why? Like, give him like, oh my god, like the Traveler like an Ayato outfit. Like, I forgot what you call the outfits, but and like an outfit that Ayato's in. Oh my god, it's so good. Obviously, we'll have to be a lot smaller because the Traveler's short as fuck. Yeah.
Which I think they might have just taken the wrong way and seen it as oh my god, this company's so generous, they clearly don't want to make money, which is not what most people, I would say, are saying that for. It's for a very different reason.
To try and understand how a single update can be seen as both a landmark achievement and a profound misstep at the same time.
By the way, I love the arcane style animation. I saw a lot of people hating on it.
I said it was Valorant, but then I saw a Valorant update. I think like a Valorant ad on YouTube the other yesterday. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't 100% look like it. I thought it looked a little bit more similar.
Oh, bro, I thought it was.
But yeah, it's definitely more
with the part everyone seemed to agree on. The calculation.
I haven't watched Arcane Season 2
that
yet.
kicked the whole thing off. For years, the Genshin anniversary has been a running joke. Players expected disappointment, and they were rarely disappointed in that expectation. Version 6.0 was a stark, intentional break from that tradition, I feel like, because this felt less like a gift and more like a direct response to years of player feedback, even though not all of that feedback is being addressed. But you know what? A win is a win. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like we haven't gotten all of the anniversary stuff yet. Like, a lot of the things in this live stream people thought were anniversary gifts, like the constellation stuff. It wasn't. That's just the quality of life.
Oh no, there was a whole separate thing. There was everything that was on that one page was the anniversary awards with the check-in event, the 1600 Primo Gems, the seat, the pet, and something else. Those were all the anniversary awards, right? So. Which is still okay.
Anniversary stuff was.
I mean, I don't like to have a pet next to me in the game, but
the 23 polls, maybe that even was just 6.0. I think
wait, 23.
I think the anniversary stuff was the 23 polls. Maybe that even was just.
Was it 23 polls?
6.0. I think we're obviously gonna get more anniversary stuff when this next.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I forgot about that. Yeah, the 28th. Oh my god! Yeah, I wonder if they might. I wonder if they will give out more things, like give out more free things during it. Maybe. I'll definitely see it, but
anniversary video that they said is gonna drop, which
because obviously we got like the Star Rail video, so I'm excited to see this one.
I think was towards the.
I'm really excited.
Dissecting the package
because the last one was really good. The last Genshin 4th year anniversary. Oh my god! It feels like I watched that like not long ago. That 4th year anniversary animation. Feels like I didn't watch that long ago. But that was really good.
They offered, each piece was clearly aimed at a very specific type of player. First, you have the universal appeal, 10 intertwined fates and 1600 Primo Gems.
Yes.
This is the baseline, the standard offering they have struggled to meet in the past. And this time, it was the appetizer, and then they targeted mid-game players with free 5-star selector from the standard banner.
Yeah, we knew that was
coming. Would it be cool to get a free 5-star weapon as well? How about standard weapon?
Last year they said they were always going to get that. I guess that was the anniversary award. True. Yeah, that is part of the anniversary award.
This is an incredibly smart move for the players who has been stuck for 2 years without a Mona for their Morgana team, maybe, or
I got C3
for their Sunfire team, maybe.
I'll always remember losing to Wanderer remember losing the Wonder of 50-50 to Mona.
This is a game changer.
Or a Luke for the base people.
That is scarred. That is like imprinted on my mind.
Solves a specific long-standing problem for a huge
I have
portion
everyone,
of the player base and generates a massive
So I got Chi-Chi not too long ago, and I was actually happy I lost my 50-50 to Chi-Chi because I completed my standard characters collection now.
amount of goodwill in return.
Finally.
I think a free 5-star is always just nice. Next, they went after the veterans, the most loyal and likely most fatigued players. They did this with a new long-term event that promises up to 4 5-star constellations per year. This is a powerful retention
Okay, gotta
tool.
be
It
playing
is a
every
slow
day,
drip of
which is
guaranteed
fine.
progression for your oldest accounts. Give
But
it
God,
I personally, I wish they didn't limit it to certain characters and limit it to only 1 per character when you can get 4 per year.
giving them a concrete reason to keep logging in.
to be so hard to choose. I mean, I want Klee. I mean, Klee's too cute not to get. I just don't know anyone. I think I might want to get Tartaglia. I mean, and Ito. I mean, Ito. I feel like you have to get. I mean, Ito's so cool. Oh man, I've already discussed about this.
And finally, you can get the
I'll leave
free
it.
4-star. I know. This
I mean,
one
that's
is
the same
less
way
a
every
gift
point,
than a
okay.
strategic necessity. You can't introduce a brand new combat system, these lunar reactions, and then ask people to pay to access it. Giving
This should have been in the bad part because I'm pretty certain Ino cannot trigger those reactions
No,
since
she
she
can.
uses a vision and not a moon wheel. I
I mean, during her thing, like her demonstration, they said nothing about Luna. They said she could help trigger it when she's on the team with Flynn's or Lorma, but she can't trigger it herself. Which is, the first nation where you don't get the free character.
think this is a good
For the
part.
region.
This felt
That
like a
does
big
the thing.
miss to me personally. I felt like Ino was put in here, and if she'd have had a moon wheel, it would have made a lot more sense if she could actually trigger these.
I mean, that's the one thing I'm so... I think that's one thing I'm most interested in Nod Cry for some reason, is why does Ino have a vision instead of a moon wheel? I just want to know. I just want to know why. Like, why? Like, you know. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just so interested in that, and my mind always goes towards that. Like, why?
Reactions.
thing I know way is the cost of
Unless
doing
it's just
business.
a real
It's a free sample to
complicated
ensure
reason.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, and maybe this is a good part, but so far, it doesn't look like that.
every player gets a taste of the new meta, which of course is designed to make you want the 5-star characters who can use it to its full potential. And maybe you could also get the best in slot support. The Goodwill Tour extended beyond free items, also targeting the game's biggest friction points, the small daily annoyances that led to player burnout. These are the quality of life updates. The most significant is the change to the artifact system. You know what, you can get an artifact with 3 good substats, and then you pour your resources on it. You pray the 4th hidden stat isn't some flat defense or flat attack. Now they just tell you what it is.
Yeah, overall, this is just a great change, to be honest. There's nothing bad about this. I was greedy, admittedly, and I said, why not just give us the 4th substat?
I'm
That
actually the
would
same
be
thing.
better for the consumer, for the players. It just would be. There's no argument.
I mean, come on. That's something I feel like it'd be nice to have, you know, just for
Doing that, but this is still just a net positive.
Forehand. This is a direct attack on one of the game's most
So it would be nice,
frustrating and resource-draining RNG mechanics. It is a huge relief. They also overhauled the resin system. Condensed resin will now cost 60 and yield triple rewards.
Yeah, this is a great change.
And you can spend 40 resin directly in a domain without crafting. It doesn't give you more energy, but it makes the daily grind significantly faster. It respects your time. I think this is great. Personally, I've been asking for this for a really long time. But the
I'm curious now because for like what I'd be doing with like my dailies and with my commissions, I use 3 condensed resin. That's it. I leave the domain, go to the crafting, craft 3 condensed resin, and boom, I've done all my commissions. So I'm curious if I only have to make 2 now. You know? I wonder if I'll only have to buy make 2 condensed resin now.
promise for the game's long-term health.
Because I'm pretty sure you could have used all your condensed resin and then craft with all. I actually don't know, with all of the resin. I don't know what I'm saying.
And perhaps
Anyway.
the single largest driver of the hype was the announcement of a brand new permanent game mode.
This looks absolutely incredible. I'm not kidding.
This looks like a Monopoly type thing.
so excited for the UGC.
Kinda.
Dude.
Milastra
Maybe.
Wonderland. This
Yeah.
is a full-blown user-generated content, or UGC platform. So think of it like an in-game version of Roblox, where players get
Oh,
a powerful
God.
creative toolset to build and share their own mini-games. The live stream showed off everything from top-down shooters to racing games and puzzle platformers.
To MOBA.
For a community that has long complained about lack of repeatable endgame content, this
Yeah.
was a massive reveal. It
This is the best thing in the entire live stream, in my opinion.
was presented as Hoyoverse's ultimate answer to the endgame problem.
This specifically just looks so cool, dude. I'm so
Because
excited.
this is going to keep playing in the game for so much longer. Like, definitely during the dead 4 weeks of the patch. It's like, this is going to keep people playing. I'm really hoping it's really fun. And the people, obviously it goes with the, like, for the community, like, are they going to make really fun things? Which I see them making really fun things. But obviously, I'm curious how fun the end game's going to be with this. Like, how much can you customize it and stuff, you know? Because it could just be the same thing. Like, you're forced to only make the same thing that Genshin do already, but hoping not, but guess we'll see, right?
Fucking Genshin.
We need to see a little bit more.
A potential source of near
For,
infinite
like, the
content,
developing
all
side.
driven by the community itself. Although, I would like to say, this game mode does not have to be in Genshin. It should have been a completely different, separate game, you know what I'm saying? And it would be so much more successful, in my opinion, because it's not...
I mean, probably would have been more successful, yes, but I think they're putting it in the game so it drives up Genshin's player numbers specifically. That it just makes sense.
Kind of what they did
attracts
with the
Genshin players,
TCG.
but also people outside of Genshin, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's just what I think. But with all of that on the table, a free 5-star, free constellations, fixes to the game's most deeply...
Do you know what this? I'm sorry. This is in my brain whenever I see this. Like, see this. I don't know why this reminds me, because this is like co-op, and I feel like you have to, like, it's like a PvP type thing. We have to shoot the other people with the taser. This reminds me of what I used to play, like, in school with, like, my friends and stuff, like, on the computer. It's like this, like, 2D tank game, and it was like this, kind of, and it was on the same computer, on the same keyboard. Someone used WASD and, like, F to shoot, and someone used the arrow keys and M. And some probably use like IOPL or something on the keyboard and stuff. It was like 4 people on the same keyboard. I don't know if you guys ever played that. I think it was like it's a random like computer game. I think it was like on like you search it up on Google or something. I don't know if any of you guys remember ever playing something like that. I remember it vividly playing those, and that was fun.
I think, but with all
and you got like different power ups and stuff. Really fun.
On the table, a free 5-star, free constellation.
That's what that reminds me of. So it brings back some nostalgia memories.
Frustrations and the promise of infinite content through a new UGC mode. Community goodwill was at an all-time high. Content creators were calling it the best update ever. It was by all accounts a perfect presentation. And for a moment, it seemed like there was no catch. But
you know what game I'm waiting for to be on there? Still a brain run. Bro, I'm waiting for a Genshin steal a brain run. I'm waiting for it, bro. I'm waiting for it. I've played both the Fortnite and Roblox one. I will play the Genshin one. I will play it.
It really did, dude. It really did feel like there was no catch up until the quality of life section.
You remember that this is Hoyoverse and everything has a catch. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
100%.
The MSWA Mega Home Lottery
They are not
is
cooking
more
with that
than
one, bro.
just
They're
a
not
lottery.
cooking with that one.
They announced the level 100 character
I think with the
cap.
oil
On the
spit out of that
surface,
one.
This sounds like a standard feature for a long-running RPG. A new tier of power to work towards. But the discussion got very quiet very quickly when they explained
only
how
benefits
you actually
wales.
do it. To ascend a character
I can't
from
even
90
access a
to
single
100, you need a brand new, very rare material.
Yeah, character levels should just never be locked behind like quote-unquote pay-to-win mechanics or even summoning mechanics, in my opinion.
I'm never seeing
character
that.
Levels are ingrained
I never
into
see the light
game.
of
It's one
day
of
for
the
that
first
one.
things you get on your account. It's the first like level of progression you actually feel like it should have been by like, I don't know, the end of the Nordcry quest. Maybe you unlock the powers of the moon, which excels all of your character's growth because there's a new moon phase or something, so everybody can just level up higher. Look at it behind constellations or excess constellations just doesn't really make sense.
Called Master Listella Fortuna. How do you get it? It's pretty simple. All you have to do is pull another copy of a 5-star character that you already have at Constellation 6. In case I wasn't saying
You just
that
hope you
loud
lose your
enough, let me
50-50 at
repeat
that point.
So we're all on the same page, you know what I'm saying? Constellation 6 is the maximum for characters' abilities, which you can get by pulling 7 total copies. To get this new material, you need to pull an
Free-to-players can get it. It's just going to take a long time and a lot of luck or unluck, right? Like, or bad luck, I guess. This is definitely more catered to the spenders of the game.
8th copy or a 9th.
I mean, just lose it. You don't have to pull an 8th and 9th copy. Just lose your 50-50. It's not that hard.
Or at 10th, this is, for all intents and purposes, a C7 requirement.
Yeah, to
Like
level
C7
up
Mona.
a character to 100, one character, you would need to get a C10 of a character.
This is crazy. That's just a crazy thing to say. Like, people make jokes about getting C7 characters. Like, when they gonna release like a C10 character, make your characters insane. That's just like a reality. That's crazy. This is the closest thing to it.
No, you would. 7 copies to get the C6, and then it'd be 8, 9, 10, because you need 3 Master Lists to level up to 100.
And that is only to level 95, by the way, because to get it to level 100, you need to pull another one. So it's a C8. As many pointed out, this makes the feature exclusive to 2 types of people, hyper whales and the exceptionally unlucky players who have lost their 50/50s to the same standard banner characters 7 or 8 times. This is where the conversation...
I think
I see keep losing to Mona now. I'm praying if I lose a 50/50, I keep getting Monas now. I pray now.
I've spent a very good amount of money on this game. I think the only extra cons I've got is 1 Dilute con and 2 Chi-Chi cons, maybe 3. That's why I'm like, maybe I'll get 4. It's either 3 or 4 I'm gonna get.
And shifts, because this goes beyond a simple grind or another layer of RNG. It is a fundamental change in the
I guess if you're putting for C6 and when you need 1 more copy, you get a double, then you're like, it's not as bad. You know? It's not as bad.
This entire philosophy of progression.
But I guess that could be negated if they gave, like, you know, what Woowa did with the 2 free characters you can get with the pool currency.
Almost any role-playing game, including Genshin up to this point, reaching the maximum level is the universal goal. It might take a long time, it might be a boring grind, but it is achievable.
I'm a level 80 guy. I mean, I leveled Farina to level 90 because I love Farina. And I guess I leveled Linny, and I got the Traveler ascended to the last ascension, but I haven't leveled him. But I'm just not bothered, like, going around collecting a billion berries or whatever the flowers or whatever, bro. That's just Jesus Christ.
For everyone through simply playing the
Maybe
game.
I should,
the
though.
update takes that universal goal and turns it into an exclusive status symbol. It transforms a core part of character progression into a luxury item, locking it behind a spending wall so high that for the vast majority of the player base, level 100 is not a real feature. It is.
Yeah, it doesn't feel attainable to a lot of players. I think that's the biggest problem.
It's purely
it's not attainable to me.
It is like a car company adding a new gear to their standard sedan, but you can only use it if you also own a private jet. It doesn't make sense. And
I don't know about that. I don't know about cars.
Make it perfectly clear who this system was for. Hoyoverse announced that all past C6 plus duplicates players had ever pulled would be retroactively converted into this new material and sent to their mailbox.
Which is a good
if
thing.
If they weren't, there would have been uproar. If
yeah, I was like, that's something they
change.
Is the key
would have had to have had it.
This wasn't a new long-term goal for the community. It was an immediate reward, a thank you gift sent directly to the mailboxes of the absolute
Thank you for giving the company millions of dollars.
Spenders in the game's
Here, have a level 100.
history. I wonder how many of them lost a bet to Cheaton, you know what I'm saying? The
Listen, motherfucker. Good one.
introduction of this system was more of a statement than a feature, a line drawn in the sand, and it immediately forced the entire player base to ask a very simple question: who is this game actually for? As it turns out, the answer depends entirely on where you were looking. The moment the live stream ended, the community didn't just
I love Glaive, dude.
split. It fractured into completely different conversations happening in parallel. It became a tale of two internets. If your main window
Oh god, not the duality meme. Oh Jesus.
The response was overwhelmingly positive. It was a sea of celebratory fan art, high energy
sorry.
overwhelmingly positive.
For research purposes, I need to see what the community's up to, alright?
Celebratory fan art, high energy clips from the trailer, the screenshots of the live stream of the singer Aurora, the new game.
I will be honest, I don't know who that is.
They were happy.
People
the
are
narrative was simple.
That's good.
This was the best update ever. And the developers were being incredibly generous. For them, at least, it was generous. The hype was the signal, and everything is just noise. But if you...
Dude, I think, because, this is the first thing I noticed in the series. Like, boom, new NPC model. And we definitely see one, I think, during the main quest as well. We see a new NPC model. Which I guess is more for the... I guess it's probably like the same model that's you kind of use for like... Maybe the UGC customization system,
But
maybe.
if you clicked over to a platform like, I don't know, Reddit, you would have thought
Even YouTube, dude. I don't know. I like to try and see both sides as directly as possible now because yes, the live stream was very, very good, but it was also very, very tone deaf at the same time. Both can be true, and I like to believe that, and I like to believe that both can be called what they are without fear of backlash nowadays, which is pretty much what I'm going for here, you know?
you were watching a different live stream entirely. Because there, the conversation was immediately deep analytical and in many places deeply critical. The front-loaded hype of the free rewards was quickly brushed aside to focus on the long-term implications of the new systems. They were already debating the statistical impact of the C7 requirement, calculating the future power creep this would inevitably introduce, and
Possibly.
Why I think level 100 adjustments is beneficial to anyone, even free to play. You're fucking delusional, Lumina Rain. And how it can be approved when existing game character has. Oh, how it could be approved. I guess it could be beneficial for free to players if they improve it in a way that benefits free to players.
Really do like to think they would not balance endgame content around level 100 characters. God, I hope.
picking apart the fine print of the free constellation system, they noted that the pool of available characters seemed carefully curated to exclude powerful game-changing early constellations.
Yep, even like Kazu and stuff, bro. Like, even though there was characters like Baiju there, they purposefully didn't put Archons and Kazu and stuff, which just felt like a big miss. That felt bad.
From characters like Kazuha, Yelan, or Raiden Shogun. Instead, the options were largely limited to units whose first or second constellations offer more.
Oh, I guess.
Wow, I didn't even realize how free. Oh, jeez. And that, I mean, I guess they have some really powerful units. Wait. Oh, no, they have. Wait. Oh, wait, no, this isn't. Oh, wait, no. Fuck! That's a lie! Oh my god, because I was thinking, I was like, wait, they had Frida on there? And then I was going, I was like, wait, Zhongli, Raiden? Wait, I thought there were no Archons, and I was like, oh, wait. I actually got baited by that for a second until I looked at it even longer. Fuck.
Nahida is. Wait.
No.
Wait, I'm confused.
Like, Brad fell for it as well. I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, what do you mean? It's fine. You got Farida, but don't worry.
Wait a minute. Am I crazy, dude? Am
It's
I
a lie.
Crazy?
Brad, it's a lie.
Yelan, or is this? Wait, I'm very confused. Yelan is here. Nahida's here. Raiden's here. Are they there in the actual image?
Margins
No.
were large characters like Kazuha did to exclude powerful game-changing early constellations
They're
from
not.
characters like
I fell for
Kazuha,
that so bad.
Yelan, or Raiden
Fuck.
Shogun. Instead, the options were largely limited to units whose
Hold on, I gotta check this. Okay, so that was some absolute bullshit, I guess. Oh, I didn't see. This is fucking Gacha Sentel, dude. This is literally the most like misinformation account there is, but it's mostly a joke. Jesus.
whose first or second
fell for that
constellations
so bad.
offer
I fell
more
for the
marginal
bait.
benefits, making the quote-unquote gift feel less
And then
impactful.
I was like, wait, Yelan, Zhongli, Raiden? Wait, what the fuck? I was like, those are the three. I was like, wait, this doesn't. I was like, wait, he said no Archons. I was confused.
Glaive, Glaive should have known that.
Than it appeared on the surface. It was a conversation focused on the systems beneath the spectacle. This divide, however, went deeper than social media platforms.
Yeah.
There was a significant cultural rift in how the level 100 system itself was perceived. In the West, the dominant perspective among vocal players
Bad.
was that this was predatory,
Wait, did CN like it?
greedy move.
I guess a lot of CN are whales, right?
It was seen as locking a core part of the game behind an insurmountable paywall, a
Release
fundamental
a large
disrespect to the
spenders.
time and money of anyone who isn't a high roller. However, reports from players observing the Chinese and Japanese communities painted a very different picture. The sentiment
Really?
there was said to be much more positive. The system was viewed as a win more feature, a bonus. It
Fucking of course. I've gotta be honest. If I say something, it's gotta sound so racist, even though I don't mean it to. So I'm just gonna leave
was
it.
seen
Yeah,
I was. I don't mean it. I was gonna say, of course, they.
I think that's just the difference in how gacha is perceived in the West compared to other areas of the world.
I
as a
didn't
reward
want
for
it to
people who
sound.
have already spent a lot
just
of
not
money
gonna
and
say it.
something that doesn't really affect the average free-to-play experience, since the current content isn't balanced around needing level 100 characters anyway. This is
True.
the crucial part. These two reactions aren't a contradiction.
It was the same thing with Stygian though, and now this, and then what's next? You know, like this is where a lot of
Because
people.
level 100 might make Siggy a little bit easier, but I remember Brand saying, and I do agree during a special program, it's not going to change much if you're still far behind on it.
Again, rightfully kind of worried, I think.
They are the intended result of a sophisticated strategy that is basically like creating and selling different products to different groups of people.
This is like, I feel like this is like selling the problem. You know, people can't be sticky because it's too hard. Why not pay? Why not allow people to pay for a high level character?
All at the same time. In this single update, Hoyoverse offered two distinct value propositions. For the 99%, the massive free-to-play and low-spending majority, they offered the anniversary gifts and the quality of life fixes, an incredible deal. For the 1%, the absolute top-tier spenders, they offered a brand new exclusive.
I still, by the way, the thing, I forgot something in my video yesterday. One of the biggest things that really does rub me the wrong way is, and I say this time and time again, and I think people are starting to understand this, whenever there is really good quality of life added, the mark is always missed, or there is always a catch for the majority of times. The no daily restrictions on domains being only for the first week of the patch, or the first week of the banners, is a prime example of that. And I feel like even for the 99%, even for the low spenders and the free-to-play, that should be something that people...
Because they know people wouldn't play probably during the week. So they have to get people playing during the week by forcing players to play during the week.
Aren't happy with, because they've heard the feedback, they've heard what people want, and they've partially implemented it. Still with guidelines that for some reason suit them. I don't really know why.
I don't get it either.
They can't just do it permanently, like in most other games nowadays. It's just such an old.
The only thing I could see why they do it is what it would take longer to farm a character, which would increase retention. That's the only thing I can see why they don't do it. Like, because if you can only farm for a character certain times per week with the limited resin you get, it would increase the amount of weeks it would take to farm for a character. That's the only reason I can think of it. Increases retention. That's the only thing I can think of
at this point in the game with so much stuff to do and so many characters.
I see why.
Long-term spending goal. The problem is that both products, meant for entirely different audiences, were announced in the same breath, forcing the entire community to confront the game's dual identity. This growing sense of a dual identity.
I don't know. And with the things, like, they're showing the screens of, like, what the newbie plays and the beginner plays and what the veterans were saying on the screen. I was reading it in my head. I was like, is this really what people are complaining about? I was like, this is not what people are complaining about. They have made up some bullshit with that one. But
was made even worse by the developers.
I was watching Brad's reaction as people in chat was saying they have made up some bullshit with this one. I was like,
conflicting messages. During the live stream, there was a perceived sense of humility, with comments acknowledging that the team felt they could have done better. And for a moment,
I don't know why. Lorma's ult just feels like a kind of a bit of a copy to Emily's ult. Is that just me? They feel very similar. They seem extraordinarily similar. Maybe it's because just less green on your screen. I don't know. But they look very similar to me. Like, when I looked at Lorma's ult, the first thing that came to mind was Emily's ult.
It created a feeling of partnership with the community.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Like, oh my god, they could have done better. How humble. But that feeling was completely shattered by other statements, most notably the phrase, Genshin Impact doesn't want to make money. Huh? What?
I spoke about this earlier, so I'm not going to drive home too deep on this, but I really do feel like this was just a terrible miscommunication or misunderstanding of communication.
What? Genshin Impact does not want to make money? God damn. Genshin, you innovate in the worst way possible. You innovate in ways unimaginable. Not in the way the players want, but in the...
This, by the way, is why people think Glaive just hates Genshin Impact. He doesn't, dude. He enjoys the game. He likes the story. He wants it to be better, and I feel like I'm in the same boat, but it's the way that he portrays his feelings about it that people just can't they can't correlate that with actually caring. They just think it's hater mentality, which honestly I understand it to a certain extent. There's other people even Tecton was like that, right? But at the end of the day, people want to enjoy their favorite game.
Oh god, sorry, he said that name. Oh my god, the rage. The rage is boiling. Sorry.
Even Tecton was like that, right? But At the end of the day, people want to enjoy their favorite games, bro. If people have spent time and money on these games, they want them to improve and do better. So when things like this happen, it kind of does. I think the reason why things are portrayed in this way is because it really does feel like a kick in the teeth sometimes.
Way that makes you more money. How dare you say that? And deservedly so. This was widely ridiculed online. To make a claim like that in the same presentation where you announced.
Yeah, I didn't comprehend that they said that because I was talking during when they were saying it, so I didn't hear what they were saying.
It felt less like a genuine statement
until I watched Brand's reaction. I was like, oh my god.
And it made players question the sincerity behind all the gifts and the quality of life updates. And this created an atmosphere of deep distrust where even the positive features were put under a microscope. On Reddit, for example, the new NPC immersion feature was immediately met with suspicion. Players theorized it could be a subtle form of gatekeeping.
That was a wild lie. Take your clothes off.
For every new character just to experience unique dialogue. What was presented as a charming new feature was seen by a jaded community as a potential new monetization.
Hint that the moon's gonna explode.
Angle. This feeling was compounded by what wasn't addressed, or was only addressed with half measures.
That looks so cool.
Instance, they announced
it just seems like they kind of reference that coming from Ino.
What wasn't addressed, or was only addressed with half measures. For instance, they announced that the talent domains would be open every day for characters on the event banner. Wow! But this only lasts for 1 week.
Yeah, this just frustrated me to no end. I'm not gonna cap, bro. It might be people might think it's an overreaction to it or a caring too much. I don't care. It's everything combining over the years, adding up, and then feeling heard finally, and then it's like they listen but don't hear. You know,
existence of this feature proved that the
hear but don't listen.
Developers could have removed their frustrating daily rotation permanently for everyone, but they actively chose not to. It fostered a narrative that they were only willing to fix surface level friction with temporary solutions, while core frustrations like the complete lack of dialogue skip function remained untouched. This created a profound sense of dissonance when they also announced their goal for the game to last another 10 years, and even 20 years, asking for a long-term faith from the community. They were
Bros, if you're playing 20 years from now and you're just starting the game like in 2030, like even like, and that's not even that long, like 2030, bro, good luck to you with how long the story's gonna take, bro. I mean, it's gonna take you probably a solid, like, well, with Honkai Impact, I was like 6-7 years late, and I've been playing for almost probably 2 years and 8 months or something at this point. And I'm still not caught up with the game. Like, Jesus Christ, like, you gotta have so much content to catch up on. Like,
actively giving reasons to distrust them. But you know, but anyways, where does this all leave us?
Hey, I want the story to last another 20 years, bro. I want Genshin Impact.
Definitely since I'm caught up with the story, I know it'll be great.
Genshin Impact 3, arrow to the knee. I want it all.
The key to understanding version 6.0 is realizing that it is.
As it starts getting really
it
stupid.
It is not simply good or bad. It is simultaneously the most insane, best ever update Genshin Impact has ever had, and also the one that introduced its most.
I'm glad he said this, dude, because it's true. It is. It is both
exclusive and predatory monetization mechanic. It is an update that successfully addresses years of complaints about the daily grind and the lackluster rewards, while at the same time making a much higher wall between the game's highest spenders and everyone else. It is important to understand that this isn't a contradiction. It is a business model. Hoyoverse isn't trying to save a failing game. They are restructuring a massively successful one for a long-term viability. They are doing this by creating two distinct parallel experiences. For the vast majority of the player base, the game is becoming a more rewarding and accessible journey for that.
And it's like, just because the actual gameplay isn't going to change that much with level 100, right? The actual account, again, I think it's more about the precedent it sets and the way that players feel appreciated. And albeit there's a few free-to-play players that are like, yeah, sure, let the whales have this. It's not the grand consensus. It is creating a divide between free-to-play and whales that didn't. I mean, listen, the divide has always existed, right? There was always free-to-play supremacy, and I feel like now there's going to be freaking whales.
That is so stupid. Oh, let me praise that I'm free to play. That's so dumb. Even Tectone said it's fucking stupid. It is stupid. Oh my god, wait, I just realized. I was going to say, hey, praise me for being free to play, but someone's already said that in the community. Envy off today. If you somehow don't know that meme, that's crazy. Well, that wasn't the second. I should be the only motherfucker getting praised for being. That's what. By the way, that is everyone. Whoever agrees with this free-to-play supremacy, you are an enviosity in that scenario. I'm sorry, but you are. That is such a stupid thing to think. Like,
Supremacy. There's always going to be a divide there, but this is just exasperating that divide even more than necessary.
Top percentile of players, it is becoming a new, nearly limitless spending path with an exclusive prize at the end. This update absolutely lays the groundwork for the next several years of content. The soft reboot of exploration and not cry, the potential of the user-generated content mode, these are huge foundational changes that will keep the game relevant.
Yep.
However, the central conflict, the one between its welcoming free-to-play friendly gestures and its incredibly exclusive whale-focused systems, is now a permanent baked-in feature of the game's identity.
the music got
But I
so
am
intense
curious
from the
to
end.
hear
Holy
where
shit.
you land on this. Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, and that is all from me,
mean,
Glaive,
alright.
and I will see you in the next one.
Oh,
Cheers.
Brian's gonna yap for a
Pretty
little
much
bit.
the same, to be honest. The only thing that I really differ with is the Ino stuff, because I don't think she's going to be a catalyst to be able to use the new region-specific
she won't.
things.
She won't.
And
If they
obviously-
didn't even say lunar reaction with on Ino's kit once, I doubt it. Like, why would they keep that a
the
secret?
Masterless Stellar Fortuna, I don't know if he realized that. I mean, he didn't realize it cost 2, but like he kept saying like C7. You need C9 to get to level 100, which is absolutely crazy. But overall, a good video. I wish people had stopped putting him in this bracket of everything he says is incorrect just because people perceive him as this Hoyo hater, when in this video he literally just spoke the facts of the situation with maybe a little bit of distrust or distaste, but I think it's very understandable to feel that way after playing the game for so long and seeing everything unfold over the years, right? I think it does make sense. Overall, I'm super excited for Nodcry and
Same.
Luna 1.
Same.
I'm mainly a story
I'm excited for
player,
the story.
and I don't spend money on
Same. I'm pretty much a story player. That's pretty much the same with any Gotcha game I play.
the game anymore. I haven't spent money in a long time, so yeah.
Except for Ghost Frontline. I mean, we all know why people play that one. Yeah. I actually didn't play last night. Yeah.
I'm excited, bro.
Like, I'm excited too, bro. Oh my god, why is this popping up? What the fuck? Like, I'm very excited for the story. The UGC seems very interesting and exciting. It's gonna be a lot of fun just playing what other people are making. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the 6.0 update. Obviously, I'm very, very excited. Color the sky. It's red. I mean, it does become red at some point. But yeah, whoever enjoy it, I guess we'll see you over the next one. Peace.